Hey guys, good morning or good afternoon. It really just depends on what time this actually gets posted. Here I am again with my coffee. I'm hoping to get back into my studio today. That is the idea. That is the goal. We'll see because I really want to be able to do a full in-depth video about this. But today, you guys are going to talk about Tiffany Henyard's major slaughtering in the election. Oh my goodness. So I said, in the previous episodes where I talked about Tiffany Henyard, I said that there was an election coming up this month and I suspected that she was going to lose. I hoped that she lost, and it was a beautiful thing to see. Beautiful sight to see. She lost. I think Jason House, who was the opponent of hers, he got like 80 something percent to her 12%. So it was a major beatdown. It was a slaughtering, and it was a beautiful sight to see. Obviously, she did not have a concession speech. She did not make it to the public to tell everybody how, grateful she was for those who did campaign for her. She didn't do none of those things. I mean, she went into hiding, obviously. The only time you ever saw her was in the morning when she went to go and vote for herself. And when she was asked any questions about, the investigations going up against her, she told the reporter, "We're here to talk about the election and my future comeback. We're not here to talk about those elections. I've answered your questions." And the reporter just says to her, "Yeah, nah, you didn't." And then she didn't tell anybody where she was going to be when she was waiting for the election results. And I think it's because she knew what the writing on the wall was looking like. She knew she was not going to win this. And then she goes on her Facebook page and she posts about how she's going to have an even bigger comeback. She was considering maybe going for higher offices, which may the Lord be with those who put her in that position, because, oh my goodness, if she ends up in a higher position, like she goes for state Congress, state Senate, or worse, the governorship, y'all in Dalton, y'all in Illinois, y'all are going to have some problems, obviously, far more. And if she does make it to these positions, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy for them. But today, you guys, what I really wanted to focus on was really the mandate that the people of Dalton put forward when they voted for Jason House, when they voted against Tiffany Henyard. One of the biggest concerns that they had was a lack of transparency. That's what their biggest problem was when it came to Tiffany Henyard. And that's one of the problems that America First has. Started to realize, wait a minute, a lot of what they're asking doesn't sound so different than what Republicans have been asking for. I mean, you don't have to be a conservative to be a part of America First. You obviously know me. In the previous episode that I posted, we were talking about what does it mean to be conservative. And I think just because somebody has the same principles as a Republican, don't make you conservative. But it does. Let's start asking ourselves, what are the differences between the parties? What is the difference between being a Democrat and being a Republican? I think people are Democrat because they like the idea of having socialist-like programs in America, which Republicans are not trying to cut all of them. Right? They're not trying to cut all of these programs, right? But they would like to make sure that only the needy need the aid from the government, and not people who can do for self to not have this, right? If you're an able-bodied individual, go out there and get yourself a job. Don't be trying to live off of food stamps. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos like that all over YouTube. Democrats are okay with, people who say they're in need having access to these things, right? So, I mean, those are like the differences between Democrats and Republicans. One would say are the reasonable differences in why there's debate about policy. But when you get to some of the foundation of what they were asking for, what they didn't get from Tiffany Henyard, making sure that they had what they needed to make decisions as the trustees. That's the transparency. They didn't get that. Making sure that the police had what they need so that way the streets could be safe. They didn't get that. Making sure that the people who do work for the city have what they need so that way they can continue to do their jobs. They didn't get that. People want small government. They want transparency. They want safer streets by having a police presence, making sure that the police have what they need so that way they can do the job. They want business-friendly policies, none of which they got from Tiffany Henyard. And when you look at that mandate, you guys, that don't sound different, does it, from the America First? I'm here to tell the people of Dalton, y'all are Republican, okay? You're Republican, because no one is arguing over the needy needing food stamps here, okay? No one's arguing about that. That's not what this is about. It's far deeper than that. We're not even debating on the simple things. Like, those were simple debates. Whether or not we should give food stamps and welfare to the needy. Like that no one's debating that, okay? We're not getting rid of that. We're not trying to get rid of that. The question is, who should get it? We're not even there anymore. We're talking about whether or not the government should be able to make decisions about the money that they get from the taxes without telling the damn taxpayer. That's the question here. And like with the federal government, they want the same thing in Dalton, okay? They want to know where the money is going. And when they found out where the money was going, okay, the same reaction from the people in Dalton is the same reaction that we had when Doge showed us where the money was going with USAID, with the CFPB, what we're seeing with the foreign aid, what we're finding with the IRS most likely, all the bureaucracy, the money going into the pockets of the politicians, going to foreign nationals, going into foreign governments. I mean, we were shocked and outraged about what Doge had exposed about what the government was spending the money on or where the money was going to. Dalton had the same reaction when Lori Lightfoot showed the receipts of Henyard's spending. You spending taxpayer money to go across the country, Vegas being one of the key states that she went to. It's under suspicion right now because of some actions that might have taken place there in Vegas. You took $10,000 of the money from the trustees to send to your charity, which we still have no proof if you actually helped anybody. We know that you were silencing dissenting opinions, that you went after business owners because of Tiffany Henyard. Businesses were forced to close because of Tiffany Henyard. Businesses couldn't open. She was held in contempt of court. I mean, these are just the facts. This got nothing to do with, this was all before the investigations were starting or that we were made aware of the FBI investigation. For me, can't speak for anybody else, but for me, this is everything that I've been able to confirm. Now, here's the thing. I was no fan of Lori Lightfoot. Y'all know me. I was a conservative during the Biden days. I'm a conservative still to this day. Lori Lightfoot, when she was the mayor of Chicago, she was a problem. She was a problem because she was a problem for America first. She was a clear problem to me. If anything, when Lori Lightfoot says somebody's guilty, I'm more likely to believe that they're not, just because it came from Lori Lightfoot. Like Henyard, you were about to have my full-on support because it was Lori that was saying you're guilty. Yeah, nah, Lori, it's because it's you. That's my bias talking. But then her receipts, okay? She had evidentiary support to back up the claim that you do not have the people of Dalton in your best interest at all. I'm like, I don't like Lori, but $40,000 on Amazon and Wayfair, you put this city in debt millions when prior to you being the mayor, this city had a surplus. This was a very popular city about 20, 30 years ago. People would drive in from Chicago and all over Illinois to go into Dalton because of the restaurants, the businesses. Now a small town starving for business, okay? They have all of this debt. And y'all know me, if you're a fan of Ramsey, you're all about the debt snowball. You got to increase that income, all right? You need the business to come in. You need business-friendly policies in order to get more business in here. You want quality living. You want quality lifestyle. You want good jobs. You want businesses to be poured in there. But she was everything. She was anti-business, anti-liberty, anti-free speech, anti-human, anti-people. She was just against all of that, okay? She was a problem. And you got people out here who were supporting her on her Facebook page. Oh, well, the fact that your own people were willing to go after you. What do you mean my own people? What do you mean my people? You know, listen, if you are sleeping with a married man, you are not my people. Okay? You are not my people. If you are going to celebrate criminality, you are not my people. If you are going to rob the taxpayer blind, you are not my people. Okay? You're not my people. I don't care that you're black. I don't care. I don't care. We've said this a number of times. Okay? You cannot let them hide behind their race. And according to the people of Dalton, they weren't about to do that because I have an obsession with black power. Okay? I have an obsession with it. I'm a little sick and tired of people saying that we got to vote black because black power and the black people care about their own people. No. They do not just because they're black that they care, just because they're black. Yeah, no. Mayor Bass is a black woman, and yet California went ablaze because her priorities were not about the people. Mayor Kobe, like Henyard, took money. He's a mayor in Georgia. All this money he was spending to go all over the damn country, all over the world, okay, not going to the people. Guess what? He's charged with crimes, okay? Charged with crimes for breaking and entering and theft, okay? And the person held him at gunpoint, okay? The victim held the mayor at gunpoint because he broke into his house. You're the mayor, yo. You're the mayor. Black mayor breaks into somebody's home and is now being charged with breaking and entering and theft. And hello, you're the mayor. Tiffany Henyard gets into a fight over a man that is not hers. And what? We're supposed to pretend like that none of that matters because they're black people? Okay, but this is a black man who's married to a black woman with a black daughter. This black woman mayor, okay, has no problem sleeping with another black woman's husband. She's taking this black man from his black wife and his black daughter. That's what she's doing. She don't care. She denied a black woman a license for her business. She was a black woman, though. She targeted a black man's business because he didn't want to give her any money anymore. He didn't want to give her any more money. So she shut down his business. A black man. Okay? That's what she did. But she cared about black people. Yeah, no. Stop telling me that people who are black are people just because they black. Clearly not. And the people of Dalton, I'm not sorry. Y'all are Republican. Okay? You're Republican. Just look at your mandate. Look at what you're asking for. Look at what you're asking for. Transparency, police presence, smaller government, business-friendly policies, quality education for the kids, quality living as it relates to your housing. Look at what you're asking for, people. This is no different than what MAGA asked for, okay? No different. No different. Y'all are Republican, not necessarily conservative. I think some of y'all might be conservative, though. You believe in the Lord, you believe in hard work, you believe in, depending on family and relying on yourself to get the job done and not so heavily on the government. If these are your beliefs, then you're conservative. Like, I've had conversations with Democrats who say they're Democrat, who say they're liberal, and yet you believe in small government. You don't trust the government, number one. You don't trust them, which is why you want them small. You're yay constitutional freedoms, okay? You believe in owning business. Some of them do own businesses. You don't really believe in being welfare provided for because you have too much pride in yourself and your hard work to just be all over these welfare things. I mean, like, y'all don't come across as Democrat or liberal to me. Someone's got to tell you you're Republican conservative, yo. You're a Republican, you're a conservative. I find that to be the case with a lot of black folks, okay? Stop telling me that that's who you are. You see the same thing with black women who say they're feminists. Wait a minute. You've been married for like how many years now? 2 decades? But I shouldn't want to be married. Why? You've been married for 2 decades, yo. Explain that to me. Oh no, well, women, men and women, they should be wanting to be unified. They should want to be doing this and the third. They should be want to, be equal. Okay, well, why is it every time we have a poker party, the women automatically segregate themselves from the men? The men play poker and y'all are in the kitchen or the dining room table chatting up about how this person was with this person, how Khloe Kardashian, this and the third. And oh my goodness, how I love Fashion Week. Y'all segregated yourselves. Like, no one mandated that. You did that yourself. Don't tell me you're a feminist. Stop telling me that. No, you've been married for 2 decades and you segregate yourselves to the kitchen or the dining room table while the men play poker. Let's stop pretending. Okay? We're not debating little things anymore. We're getting down to the deeper, basic foundations of what this country is supposed to look like, what the founders actually created, what city to state level government is supposed to look like, okay? You want transparency. What are you doing with the taxpayer money? Where is it going? Are we in debt or not? Are you prioritizing law-abiding citizens or are you prioritizing the criminal? What are your value systems? I mean, this woman is sleeping with a married man openly. Did y'all know that when she ran for office? I mean, was he there? Did y'all know? My goodness. Y'all don't like that she's sleeping with a married man? She got into a fight over a married man. She's being sued over a married man. But there are people in the comment sections who are defending her. I'm like, if you live in Dalton and you're still defending her, that tells me about your morals. That should tell us about your morals. But if you live there and don't like her, well then, hey, listen, because you don't got to live there to not like her. I don't live there. She's not my mayor. That's not my city, not my state. That's not my problem. Like, not physically anyhow. But I kind of love the fact that the people of Dalton voted differently, that they're really excited. But again, there is no Republican candidate coming for the general election. I don't think so. Y'all get in the comments, let me know. But to my knowledge, Jason House, who is now the Democratic pick for the mayorship, is going up against an independent. Like, it's Democrat versus independent. That seems to be the two parties right now up in Dalton. There is no Republican. But again, this is not about arguing over who should get food stamps or not. This is about knowing where taxpayer dollars is going. How is the city being managed? Who is being prioritized? Is it the criminal or the law-abiding citizen? Is it the taxpayers or is it the politician's pocket? These are things that they care about. They want safer streets. They want smaller government. They want transparency. They want to make sure that the police can do their jobs to keep everybody safe. They want businesses to be pouring in. They want the jobs. They want good quality of life. That's no different than us. But if this is what you believe, folks, you're Republican. And you might even have to go so far to say you are a Republican conservative. Stop telling me you are not. You get in the comment sections and let me know what you thought about this election. And if you agree, do you think the people of Dalton are conservative Republicans? Because be honest, folks, I looked at that mandate. That was such a major beatdown. There is just no question in my mind. These people are Republican conservatives. I believe that that is the case with Dalton. They'll vote Democrat most likely. They're going to vote for Jason House, but that's the mandate is no different than America First. So y'all let me know. What do you think? Do you think these people are Republican conservatives? Because I think they are. They may not know it yet, but that's why people like me exist on YouTube, right? It's our job to point that out. Thank you all again for watching. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on what time this has been posted. My coffee is cold. I'm going to go heat that up. Again, thank you all for watching. God bless and Kepler.